For the better part of a year now, I've been getting more requests than Santa Claus for one specific thing: the return of the moist meter. Which is really interesting to me because it's something I've talked about a lot. I never stopped reviewing films or anything, but I did stop doing the moist meter, and I thought I talked about it in a video before, but I know I've talked about it on stream, and I thought, considering every comment section, anytime a movie comes out or a game comes out, asks when the moist meter is going to drop, I'm guessing that I haven't done a great job at conveying why I stopped doing it. So I just want to briefly go over the lore here because people are asking all the time. They're starting to ask Grok what happened to the moist meter. To boil it down to just the bare butt cheeks, I stopped doing it because I didn't like having to come up with an arbitrary number to associate with whatever I was reviewing. And I also didn't like that I felt restricted in what I was able to talk about, because when it comes to reviews, most people expect it to be spoiler free, and occasionally I would dip my little tootsies into spoilers for some of them, but for the most part, on the whole, I didn't. And honestly, I felt like it made my reviews so fucking vague that the number would make no sense considering what I was talking around. It really dawned on me on stream when I went back and looked at some of the scores I gave things. Like, the Mummy movie with Tom Cruise, that abomination, I gave like a 60% to. Thor Love and Thunder, one of my least favorite Marvel films, I also gave like a fucking 65 or 72 or some shit like that. It was unhinged lunacy. I was terrible at associating a number with my actual thoughts, and since I would vaguely talk about things as opposed to like actually explaining it, it never really made sense. So, like a year ago, maybe a little under a year, I don't know how long it's been now, I just stopped doing it, and instead, I've done reviews from a much simpler perspective. Is it good? Is it worth seeing? Is it worth buying? Is it something I liked? And I will talk about the entire kit and caboodle. I'm going deep into the peanut butter and the jelly of the sandwich. And I do talk about spoilers. All kinds of spoilers oozing out of my pores when I talk about it. Of course, I do give like a spoiler warning for people that want to avoid it, but I find it a lot more fun. I don't feel forced to just kind of like vaguely drop breadcrumbs around like a thought because it might spoil it for somebody. Now I'll bust the door down hanging scrotty and just rip the band-aid off, so that way I could just talk about everything I want to in regards to the movie or the game or whatever. I just like that a lot more, and I think it makes the reviews a lot more comprehensive. Without me coming up with like a random number that makes no sense at all. Now it's just a simple, did I like it? Was it good? Is it something I would recommend buying or seeing? I just think it's a much better review. Like, I just don't see a ton of value in just associating these numbers that I'll fucking pop out of my melons here out of nowhere that don't really mean anything. So that's why I stopped doing the moist meter, but I never stopped reviewing things. Like, just yesterday I reviewed Bring Her Back, which I think is one of the best horror movies that's come out in a long time. I literally put it up there with one of my favorites, Hereditary. So I do still thoroughly review things, more so now than ever. And I'm a lot more enthusiastic about doing that without feeling confined to just really broadly ballpark talk around something. Now I'm getting into the minutia of it when I'm reviewing shit. And of course, I'm still like a bumbling Neanderthal, so it's not exactly like your most academic reviews of these films. But who gives a shit? It's still like my layman's thoughts on it and what I thought about them. And I don't know, I just enjoy it a lot more. So while the moist meter is kind of buried here, RIP to it, the legacy lives on and I think has evolved in a much better way. And while we're on the subject, I'll go ahead and mention this for probably like the 5th or 6th time about infomercial dubs. Why did I stop doing like the real series? It's that one I think is extremely easy to undress here because infomercials don't really exist anymore. Like, those don't really get made all that often. Like, yeah, there's still commercials, but not like the golden age of Anthony Sully fucking Sullivan going ballistic with some, ridiculous sponge or something. Those are not really in existence anymore. They're kind of extinct. AI might bring it back, a fucking AI Billy Mays that they'll try and dust off or something perhaps, but it's not like those are common, so there's literally no infomercials left for me to do dubs for. That's the only reason I stopped doing that, because they're just not around, and the ones that are, like the very few that are sprinkled here and there occasionally every year, are just really boring and really lame. And they're clearly catered to being made as cheaply as possible, and to be placed on like the graveyard shift of someone who's accidentally got the TV on a cable station at 4 a.m. There wasn't some like big explanation for why that just kind of, reached a screeching halt. It's just there's not many of them left anymore, and the ones that are there just aren't very good. And a lot of the infomercials are just very samey. Like, even the ones from back in the day that I didn't make dubs on that are still out there, it's, for the most part, like the same kind of products, like some kind of non-stick pan, some kind of sharp knife, some kind of mop or sponge or vacuum. And I've done like 3 on each of those different things already. So it's not fun to just do the same infomercial every time. Again, though, just wanted to talk about that moist meter question that keeps getting asked all the time. So hopefully this was a better explanation for it. That's really about it. So yeah.